A week after TVJ News' special report looking at HIV/AIDS in Jamaica, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton came under fire Wednesday morning after support groups expressed dissatisfaction with his leadership. The groups claim that since Dr. Tufton took office in 2016, he has not met with them on the issue. TVJ's Shamela Pullen reports.
35% of Jamaicans who are diagnosed with HIV/AIDS are unable to get treatment. A big problem for groups such as the Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, E4Life, and the Caribbean Vulnerable Communities Coalition, who met at a media briefing in St. Andrew on Wednesday. Executive Director at the Jamaica AIDS Support for Life, Candace Livermore, says the HIV/AIDS support groups do not feel a sense of urgency from the government in addressing the matter.
We see when there are other things happening and one person dies, it becomes a national issue. But we are losing 1,300 people who contribute to the productive workforce, while every year we are diagnosing 2,000 more people living with the virus. So, Minister, in short, we are asking Minister Christopher Tufton to give to us some of his personal energy as minister, to say to the ministry, we need to put together a framework that galvanizes support for the HIV response. That's what we're asking.
Mrs. Livermore says persons living with HIV/AIDS continue to face stigma and discrimination in the health sector.
We cannot have a system where people feel that they cannot access services without their businesses being told. They are scoffed at. We're using double gloves. We treat them a particular way. We put them in particular spaces. Those things, Minister, in this day and age, after millions of dollars in HIV, it's just unacceptable.
CVC's Executive Director, Ivan Cruikshank, says strong leadership is critical in order to combat this deadly disease. He also wants the government to restructure its response to the virus.
The changes that are required, Minister, require us to move it a little bit further. And so for us, it's going to be very, very important that, I love what you're doing with Jamaica Moves, but I think we need another Jamaica Move type of championship from you. And I don't know how you can do the two things, but if you don't do it, then you need to identify a high-profile champion along the same trajectory that you have that can give the same face, vision, and voice to the HIV response.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton responded to the claims that he's not doing enough to support the groups.
Just to correct what was said earlier about my not attending any event, I've been to several, not just in Jamaica, but internationally. I recall being in New York with you at the UN meeting where I spoke, and where we had, fortunately, encouraging news, because we had feared that funding would have been discontinued. And out of those discussions, clearly a collaborative effort involving a number of countries, funding was recommitted.
The health minister also said that he will be meeting with the groups later this month. Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.